What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Bulls Report. My name is Patrick Siepman, and we have a loaded show for you guys today. As Zach LaVine, could he be heading to the Miami Heat? Well, he was seen working out with a couple Heat players a couple days ago, so I'll give you guys my thoughts on that. Then also, Joe Cowley gave a little insight on where the Bulls stand with a potential Nikola Vucevic trade, so stay tuned for that. But before we dive into that, guys, I want to have some fun on today's show and just get to know you guys a little bit better. So I want you guys to comment your favorite Bulls player of all time down below, and I'll throw this caveat out there. Can't say Michael Jordan. You guys can name any other player besides Michael Jordan. But, yeah, let me know your favorite Bulls player of all time down below in the comment section. But you can't say MJ, but let me know who it is down below. Now, what sparked the Zach LaVine Miami Heat trade rumors? Well, this past weekend, LaVine and Jaime Jaquez were seen working out in California. The connection there was Jaquez did play his college hoops at UCLA. And obviously we know Zach LaVine was a sixth man for the Bruins the year he did play there. So could the Heat trade for Zach LaVine? Could a trade be brewing this offseason? Well, that's what we're going to talk about on today's show is, we know the trade or the suitors for a Zach LaVine trade are very barren right now. And, maybe Miami could finally make that move, get their third superstar next to Bam and Jimmy. Well, we'll talk about a trade here in a second. But the biggest kicker with Zach LaVine is no doubt his contract. And we've shown this on the show multiple times as this has been the biggest holdup in a Zach LaVine trade. We can talk about the on-the-field issues or on the court issues with him just being not the most winning player throughout his NBA tenure, but I still think the contract is his biggest holdup. I mean, look at the details here. 43, 46, 48 million over the next couple of years. And then also that trade bonus that the Bulls are going to have to pay out at 15% over each of these years to LaVine just makes it even more challenging for the Bulls to find a suitor for the likes of LaVine. But what a trade could look like? Well, this is an idea I floated out there, and I actually threw this idea out to our Heat Report channel host, Nick Roloff, and he actually said he would take this if he was in charge of the Heat, but it would be the Bulls receiving two key players, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, to help match salary, and then the Bulls would throw together a 2025 first-round pick. It is lottery protected from the Portland Trailblazers, so this is not their own first-round pick. And then also they would attach the 2 seconds they got from the DeMar DeRozan sign and trade. Now, speaking about Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson here for a little bit, I don't think these would be obviously needle movers for the Bulls, but I think there could be effective pieces you could bring in. Now, Tyler Hero is the more productive player as he just gets more shots, a higher usage rate, and he likes the ball more in his hands than the likes of Duncan Robinson. But Hero this past season almost averaged 21 points a game, 5.3 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and he was very efficient for Miami. Now, postseason came along. He did not, obviously play his best hoops, but still 44% from the field, almost 40% from downtown. And then Duncan Robinson had another bounce-back year, shooting 40% from downtown, almost averaging 13 points per game. And the part about Robinson's game that I love so much is his he's a very self-aware basketball player, so he knows if he's coming off down screens looking for, a little catch-and-shoot opportunity and the defender is trailing him hard, he has shown an ability to cut to the basket, use his frame, and get an easy layup there. And I also think, Tyler Hero could be valuable at the trade deadline. Like, I just see the Bulls roll him out there, and he's their starting, 3-guard next to Kobe and Josh Giddey, which, by the way, would make one of the worst defensive teams in the entire NBA, but I think the Bulls could also deal him at the deadline. And a big reason why I think that is, Tyler Hero's contract is a doozy. Now, I'm not sure a lot of teams are going to be interested in this deal at the deadline, but let's just say you could just take on Tyler Hero for half a season and pay him the remaining of the $29 million. I could see a team looking at him as that piece that could get them over the top, be that tertiary scorer, be that secondary ball handler. He can run weak side actions at a very high level. He's also a great catch-and-shoot guy. And as we've seen from the Boston Celtics with their 5-out system last year in the NBA Finals, you could get that defense in rotation and have every single player out there be elite catch-and-shoot three-point shooters. Tyler Hero could offer that for whatever ball club, but his contract does shake out like this. There's a big reason why he's able to match this deal with Zach LaVine. But hey, $31 million in 25 and $33 million in 2026. Now, kicking the Duncan Robinson's contract here, he is on the books for $20 million, so I could see the Bulls maybe dealing him at the deadline as well if this trade were to come to fruition. But right here's the kicker on Robinson. So his deal in 2025-26 is actually not fully guaranteed. Only $9.8 million of that is guaranteed. So the Bulls did want to cut him. They didn't like what they saw from Duncan Robinson. They would be able to shed $10 million of that salary. Then he does become an unrestricted free agent in 2026. But my take on why I would be, absolutely in love with this deal and adding two elite shooters in Hero and Robinson would be, I think adding a shooter to this roster would help development for the young guys like Josh Giddey, Kobe White, and Adesanya. Now, my biggest reasoning for that is, these guys love to put pressure on the rim. They need more space to create. And if you could pinpoint and dead-eye shooter in each corner, the defense at least has to respect that. Because if Kobe White is driving right and you got Duncan Robinson in that right corner, the help defender is going to at least have to, at least keep a step towards Duncan's side and maybe not overly commit in comparison if it was Patrick Williams or one of those guys there. So I think adding a shooter would help a lot, and I would absolutely be in love with this deal for the Chicago Bulls. I'm not sure if the Heat would get this done, but then again, the Heat's got to be looking at, the rest of this Eastern Conference. They all got better this offseason, and if they want to compete with the likes of the Bucks, obviously Celtics, Knicks, Sixers, maybe this could be a trade that could go down. But hey, you guys let me know. Would you accept this trade? Give me an A for accept or a D for decline down in the comments section. And if you're a Heat fan coming across today's show, would you do this as well? Let me know your thoughts down below. Now, we'll talk about Nikola Vucevic here in a second, as Joe Cowley hinted at as a deal could be, looming for the Bulls center. But first off, we're going to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and that is Game Time. If you guys download the Game Time app and use promo code ChatSports on your first purchase, we'll hook you guys up with $20 off. Terms apply. First purchase only, but use promo code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Now, if you guys are looking to go to a Cubs or White Sox baseball game this summer, you are in luck, as Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier, and the prices on the Game Time app actually go down closer it gets to first pitch. So with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. Now, my favorite feature of the Game Time app is the views from your seat. You guys can see exactly what you'll be looking at, and it will give you guys the best viewing experience possible, and that's why Game Time is my favorite ticket purchasing app out there, and I love the all-in prices. You're not going to get drilled with all these fees once you hit that checkout button. So, again, take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code ChatSports for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code ChatSports for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, let's talk about it. Another, big domino of the Bulls offseason here, Nikola Vucevic. So are the Bulls still looking to trade Vuce after it's been a little quiet on that front as of late? Well, Joe Cowley had this bombshell report saying this. He says, of course, all of this can change if Karndeus Sovas can move LaVine or center Nikola Vucevic. But he said this, 2 moves he continues actively pursuing. But with very few landing spots left, Karndeus Sovas is running out of time. Now, there's no doubt Nikola Vucevic's trade market is very barren at this point. I don't think there is a, no doubt landing spot that makes so much sense where I'm pounding the table and I'm saying Vuce will end up wherever. There's not a big trade market for Nikola Vucevic. So the Bulls are going to have to get creative in unloading the center with 2 years left on his deal. But I got 4 trade destinations for you guys. Let's start off here with the New Orleans Pelicans. Right now, their center rotation is Daniel Tice and Yves Missi. And if the Pelicans want to make a run in the Western Conference, I guarantee you they're not going to feel comfortable with those two manning that center spot. Maybe Yves Missi shows something in training camp. They plug him into the center spot. Not too sure on that, but keep your eyes out for the Pelicans. Now, what about the New York Knicks here? I think offensively this fit would make a whole lot of sense as, we know Tom Thibodeau, he loves his centers to have that push shot and be able to play make from that free throw line area. Vuce is actually great at that, but the problem is the problem with this trade, defensively, Nikola Vucevic would not be able to fit in with Tom Thibodeau's system. He asks his bigs to run a lot of drop coverage, and obviously we know Vuce is one of the worst drop coverage defenders in the entire NBA. So not too sure about the fit defensively, but it does make some sense offensively. Now, how about the Golden State Warriors here? They did just lose out on the Lauri Markkanen sweepstakes, and also disappointing news. Apparently the Warriors are not interested in Zach LaVine, but maybe they're interested in Vuce. Not sure how he would fit in that, constant movement, constant off-ball movement that the Warriors run offensively, but to have another playmaker at the center spot, guy that can go get you 18 and 12 on any given night. Maybe they just want to add more talent next to Steph Curry as he's still playing like a top 10 player in the world. Now, my last team here, very unlikely, especially after they did just draft Zach Edey, but I could see the Timberwolves still being interested. Maybe they don't think, or maybe they want a more offensive-minded center there, a guy who can play make with Ja Morant. Teams are going to blitz Ja in those high pick and rolls. He can have a little drop-off pass to Vooch, and then he can play 4-on-3, attacking with favorable numbers there. So keep your eyes out on the Grizzlies, but if I had to predict it, I would go a 3-team trade with the New Orleans Pelicans, and I think in this deal, maybe the San Antonio Spurs get involved. They want to swing Brandon Ingram, and the Bulls send off pieces, anywhere to move off Nikola Vucevic. But, it is just looking more and more likely as these days go on that LaVine and Vooch will be on this roster this upcoming season. But, maybe it's just wishful thinking, but I really do think he will be able to be dealt to the New Orleans Pelicans. But you guys let me know. Chime in. Will the Bulls be able to trade Vooch? Give me a Y for yes or an N for no down below in the comment section. I hope so. I'll be typing my Y's, just get some good luck going. But, obviously, if you guys disagree with me, let me know down below. And if you guys want more Bulls content on your Twitter or X timeline, that's the Twitter handle right there. Give me a follow over there at Pat Sieps, and I'll give you guys a follow back. But thank you guys so much for watching today's show. As always, go Bulls.